here we go with Maria Schmidt. You can pronounce your own Polishness because I'm just not going to do that because it always sounds one way in my head and then it comes out sideways the other way. So pronounce your whole name.
My name is Maria Bunczak Schmidt.
Bunczak. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's that CZ that just drives me crazy.
It's okay.
So welcome to the show. Thank you so much for carving out some time for me.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you bet. So you are an independent artist of the Milwaukee Theater Alliance. And all that means is that you have given us your $10 and we try to promote all the things that we can for you as an independent artist, and you get news first and all those kinds of things. That's what being an independent artist of the Milwaukee Theater Alliance means. And so but you're opening Blithe Spirit when we're recording this tonight.
Yes.
Your opening night. So congratulations to that.
Thank you.
I saw a nice picture on Facebook, I think, of the whole cast, and you all look so beautiful in your costumes, and it's lovely. And
Thank you.
Talk to me a little bit, because this is up in
Port Washington.
Port Washington. Okay, there we go. Mm-hmm. It's like those northern communities. I don't remember.
It is north, yeah.
Okay. So up in Port Washington, and it's the place is called Memories.
Yep, Memories Dinner Theater.
Dinner Theater.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So, but you're doing Blithe Spirit by Noel Coward. Talk to me. Tell me a little bit about the show itself for those people who don't know. Show.
So this was a play written in 1940 by Noel Coward, as he said. It's a British farce told in 3 acts. It's about a couple who decide to host a seance. And the husband of the couple is an author. And he is writing a story about a psychic. And he doesn't really believe in psychics, but he wants to learn some jargon, some tricks of the trade through having a seance, which he thinks is going to yield no results. Invites a couple friends over, and they do this seance, and turns out the psychic's a little more than he expected, because she summons the ghost of his first wife.
Oh, man.
And only he can see her. And she has some attitude.
And, of course. As only a farce would. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And the current wife is not a fan of the first wife's ghost residing in their household. So then they are trying to get rid of this spirit, and they make many attempts at that with varying degrees of comedy that occur from doing that.
I feel like this is either classic scenario or the scenario that Noel Coward himself came up with, and people just repeat and repeat, rinse and repeat and repeat and repeat. So great. So this will be up in Port Washington. Can you just for people who don't know you, can you talk a little bit about how you ended up at Memories and like just your artistic path a little bit, Maria?
Sure. So I'm from Wausau, Wisconsin, and I did 30 plays and musicals or so when I was up there. Then I moved down here to go to Marquette. I did a couple of shows there for fun, but I was majoring in nursing.
Yes, and for people, I've run into a couple of you now of nursing / artists, and that is a very challenging path. Nursing is a very time-consuming major. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So that's why I was only able to do 2 shows while I was in nursing school.
Yeah. And so, but now you're out of school.
Mhm.
you're working, you're back on your artist path. So how did you end up in Port Washington?
Um, Elaine ran. Now, see, there's another Polish name that I'm difficult with.
Ah,
Renlowski, our director, was looking for an Edith, which is the maid of the show, and Molly Dwayne, who is also in the show, recommended me to her. And
oh,
so
great.
she let me know about this production. I applied, I was hired, and here I am now. I wasn't familiar with or hadn't heard of this company before, but I'm trying to get more involved with Milwaukee theater. Last year I worked almost exclusively for one company, and so now I'm trying to branch out into other companies.
Right on, as one does, as we do, as we try to become and stay
Mhm.
working artists.
Yeah.
So your character is the maid, which
Mhm.
many farces have a maid. What how what is this particular maid's path? And no spoilers, no, be careful, tread lightly, tread lightly.
I will indeed, because yes, the show has two twists in it that I will not reveal, even
Okay.
though many of the audience members might know what it is, but I'll keep
Sure,
it.
sure. But see, like I said to you before we started recording, I'm not the biggest like Noel Coward fan. I don't
Mhm.
I I don't know the ins and outs of all his plays.
Yeah, and I honestly didn't either before I read the script for the first time, and so they're delightful surprises to find, in my opinion.
Right on. And how does the maid fit into this one?
So this maid is brand new to the household, and she is very nervous, and wants to do everything quickly and efficiently, and is running everywhere and not quite getting things right in her need for expediency.
Okay.
Um, and then she's very involved in one of the twists, as she is more than just a bumbling maid.
Of course she is. Dun dun dun. Of course, of course, of course. That sounds super fun. Just as far as like a role, like a character to play. That sounds I have myself played a maid in the past. It's
Oh, fun.
Oh yes, it's a classic, character, and it's very very fun to play. But so you're opening tonight again when we're
Mhm.
recording. How many weekends are you running?
2 weekends.
Okay,
So,
so when people see this, you
mhm,
will be on your closing weekend. So you
correct.
gotta you gotta get your butts in there up to Port Washington and get your butts into memories
Yeah,
dinner
for
theater.
Halloween weekend, which is so perfect with us having a seance and a crystal
Seance
ball
and
and a
all,
Ouija
yes.
board on the stage.
Yes, 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 yes. Why do you think people, because it's an older play, it's a classic. It's a
Mhm.
classic farce. Why do you think people will come and enjoy this particular show?
I think that it kind of takes some of our interest in in our understandings of the other side, and just kind of turns some of it on its head, and just to infuse a bit of comedy into it. There are some serious moments talking about, just a little bit, just discussing kind of the grief and loss
Sure.
aspect of things, because our leading man, uh his first wife did pass over, and
Right.
that was but he talks about the healing journey that he's come on since then, um but then also from her perspective, having watched down on him and seen him carry on with life, and now they get the chance to discuss that.
Right on.
So I think that perspective of kind of that, the thoughts of people after they're no longer in our life, is really interesting, and a pretty beautiful thing to have. As well as like putting it in this pocket of being funny, where we're not going to be sad and crying about the fact that we've lost someone, but they're more so looking back on the memories of the old times and, you know, saying, I'm glad you've moved on, sort of thing.
Sure.
And it's kind of those conversations that I'm sure we all can connect to if we've got someone that we've lost, imagining what it would be like to speak to them again.
Absolutely. But overall, it's just fun and funny,
Right.
and like a couple of twists, and
Mm-hmm.
are there doors slamming, people
Yes,
hiding?
there are some special effects provided by moi.
Oh, Foley art, Foley art, Foley art.
Yes, I do get to do some Foley art.
All right. Yay.
Yeah, I'm also the prop master and I do all the scene changes. So that's been a fun new experience for me.
This is the world of small theater. Yes. You know,
Yes.
you do what you do to get the show up and running and keep it running, and actors do things and directors do things, and we do what we can to just, you know, show must go on kind of thing that we're all taught. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's been really fun trying to, like, you know, learn these new areas, like the Foley art part. I think the director and I worked for like half an hour on getting a certain ghostly sound effect to be just right, a couple of days ago. So that was such a fun little exercise that I can now bring forward into other projects, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. Put another tool in the tool belt. Totally.
Mm-hmm.
So if people want to go and see this show, the website that I have gotten is memoriesballroom.com. Yes, is that the best way for people to get all the links that they need to find the place they need to go?
Yes, and you can choose to either attend just the show, or you can do a meal and show. So there's with the matinee, it's lunch in the show, and with the evening performances, it's dinner in the show. And the food is quite good, so I highly recommend having the meal with it.
That's superb. Yes. Yeah, I've also done dinner theater myself. It's yeah, that's just, you know, that's the life of making work happen. Yeah. So yeah, but you can go to memoriesballroom.com to make that happen. Is there anything else that you need people to know, Maria, about, you know, the whole experience? It's fun, funny. You can have dinner. It's classic. It's farce. It's
There's a lot of references to things that are uniquely 1940s. We have a real record player that plays. There's Irving Berlin music. So
yay.
I know that I personally am bringing my grandma, and I told her that at one point my character sings an Irving Berlin song. She's just excited for that. So, but I would say just come ready for an evening of laughter and just kind of in the mood for Halloween season.